Well, in this section, we want to delve into why we even advertise. Many people, when they hear this sentence, say they want to increase their sales. Yes, certainly the goal of any business is to increase its customers, retain them, and such matters. But the important point is that when you are advertising, you need to adjust your strategy for each layer of your operations. This point has become quite problematic in the market, meaning that we think every time we advertise, we must sell. That's not the case. For example, you might have experienced advertising in Iran until now. When we ask someone how it was, first of all, the budget, and the closer you get to the top of your sales funnel, the more you need to spend. Well, you need to spend more because there is more waste until you... Because of that, guys, get this out of your mind. You can't just say, I'll go with a friend and rent a house to see how it is. Guys, you can't rent a house with just a friend, okay? So, you need to adjust your expectations according to reality. The next point, guys. So, that banner is hitting a certain part of the funnel. Assudo. It's aiming for awareness. I'm not saying it can't generate sales because sometimes people do come down the funnel. But the main goal is a specific point. Icon. For this, I recommend you definitely check out the inbound marketing or HubSpot course, guys. Inbound marketing, as it was previously known, is now considered a standard model. It also considers retention, so check it out. It's really awesome and very useful for you. It creates a very good mindset for you to understand where to use each tool. Well, I've always said, and I'll get to this part of the video again, that I'm not supposed to have a lot of sessions just to start with. This is so that your mind doesn't get caught up in this topic. And now from those links, Moin, that we searched together in the new class, because your image, which we really searched together, includes several lists of your domains. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You might not remember many of the continuations, so that tool is not a reference. Why? Because in that intense noise, you are supposed to get some results at that moment and provide a solution. It's not about going back and forth and referencing it repeatedly. Yes, well, even with this memory, if I see a person 1,000 times, I will eventually remember their name. But even with that, it might take 1,000 times. It didn't respond, of course, to our own memory. Well, I want to tell you that it's very important to know why we are advertising and what tools we are using for what purpose. Kids, to put it simply, in the basic marketing models, we have something called the 4 Ps. Well, the 4 Ps. What does it say? It says, Dear Sir, now in the service model it becomes 7 Ps, adding people and other elements, which I'm not dealing with right now. But in general, kids, product, price, promotion. Kids, your advertising is a subset of the promotion P. Sometimes we think that the advertising we do should move our entire business. But kids, this doesn't happen. Why do you think this should occur? So kids, this is one of the subsets. Let me give you an example. Your product P, kids. Imagine you launched the best advertisement a while ago, but the product wasn't ready and you started advertising. Oh, it couldn't be successful and none. Well, I couldn't introduce Peru in the round table. I'll use it. The product had issues. So that product has a problem, guys. Sometimes it happens that, for example, I'm stuck. Imagine you made the best product like the best converter, and the user comes there and sees, for example, imagine you wear clothes. You see in this clothing store, all the clothes are piled on top of each other. Well, obviously, compared to that store, which has done a good design, everyone says it has done a good design. The result is that sometimes because its sales might still pick up. So the product has something to say. That the product is correct, Ishura. Make it a model of the website. The product and place it. Well, place it. Now I'm talking about the explanation and other things. But let's assume, now I'm saying, there I also consider your website, and I brought the store into it. A website that is downloaded, you have the best advertisement. That everyone can't come and have a reservation? Do you want to sell? It's really strange. For that customer who comes to buy that product, you should be grateful. Well, why can't it create that result for you? Or you didn't even have a call button. Well, then how should they find you? How should they call you? Well, you are the one cutting off the user's path. Guys, again I'm saying, assuming you have gone with the best type of advertisement. The next stage, the next step is your pricing. Guys, pricing plays a crucial role. I came and, for example, let's say I priced this product poorly. I didn't know how to price it correctly. I made the best conversion, set up the website correctly, everything is displayed correctly. I have good UI and UX, and my product is a good product. But I see that, sir. Compared to the value of the product itself or the overall product I'm selling, I'm terrified of the price. I priced this banana at 300 million tomans, and of course people won't buy it. Guys, advertising alone is not supposed to be a miracle worker for your business. It's meant to assist in that process, to create an entry point for you, to generate some initial interest in your brand, and so on. Therefore, we must also consider other parameters. Sir, we've set these up, so why don't we have customers? Why aren't we selling? Why aren't we getting calls? Guys, you need to explore these whys in your journey, specifically in your customer journey or buyer journey. For example, suppose you have an e-commerce website, or suppose you have a service website where the user is supposed to come and provide you with a lead, essentially filling out a form. Suppose you have a B2B website where the user is supposed to fill out a form, and then you follow up with them. Focus on the example I just gave. Suppose the person in your call center waits 20 days before calling the lead. What happens then? Well, can we say your advertising wasn't good? No, you got the entry, but you couldn't capture it correctly. In the same call center circuit I mentioned, for example, a clinic or a training center that is supposed to call and contact you now. Now, suppose you don't even have a form. Let me give an example. Is it good or bad to have a form? The person calls, but you don't have a line available. You should value your business and occasionally check these things. Review your data and your systems. This can be very helpful for you in the meantime. I have seen that many of you work with this. It becomes a TM itself. The person turns around and says, "What?" They say, "Sir, no, I didn't make a mistake." I go and look, and I say, "Sir, why are you introducing human error into your system? I am using a sensor to count what everyone is doing for work. Without those repetitions, I count the program. Why are you introducing human error that you can't trust? Sir, you came, that line was old, you came, that secretary answered the call incorrectly, and the team answered incorrectly. You see, it happened many times. I came and tested my customers' calls. I pick up the phone myself and call, or the team members also call, and I see the other side saying, "Sorry, it's busy right now, call back later." Well, sir, this poor person who has come all this way, searched and contacted you through the website, you lost them, they went somewhere else. You have a level where those advertisements should yield results. We have something called MQL and SQL. MQL stands for Marketing Qualified Lead. And SQL, you should read about this separately, and Sales Qualified Lead. We need to deliver this gently to the sales team. The sales team will call them to proceed to the next step. You still have a path to reach the point where your customer can make a purchase. I say it's a sale, or on a website with a store, there's a buy button. People like Nicholas take 45 minutes to complete a purchase. The purchase session opens, and it takes 20 scores to be hit until it wants to register. I just gave you an example of this in the current usage. You need to streamline the purchase path for them, from selecting the shoe size to entering the national ID, and so on. Sir, what's the name of the brother, sister, mother, father? You want to sell a product? So fix this path. Why not increase your abandonment rate or extend your purchase registration with your own hands? There are extra builds. The button should be in the right logical place. The color correction should be correct. This is what completes your journey. This no longer relates to your entry point or what the advertisement has done for you. You need to have a proper understanding of this. Many of you come and search, wanting to be at the top. First of all, we talked about this, that with a wrong belief, a position is not always going to be there for you. Again, the point is, guys, Google is not suitable for search models, for overnest. Use the right tools. Here, the user has searched, and in that intense noise, you want to do this. Let me give you an example of the difference, guys. In this terrible noise, imagine that like 20 brands advertised on a billboard. Well, you don't remember it well. And here you are supposed to provide a solution when a user performs a search. They want to find the solution quickly. And later you might retarget them, show them ads, and so on. But guys, the search is not for overthinking. Please share your thoughts. So let's adhere to these points, guys. It's very important to understand why we are doing this suspension. It's crucial to know how to use the toolkit. What is the search for? It's for directing the right and relevant traffic when a user is expressing their need and desire in a Google search on like. You might have the opportunity to present your solution to them so that you can capture their attention, to capture the appropriate, precise, and correct traffic. And use it. Be mindful of the binary models, guys. The amount of budget we have is important for it. You need to conduct a proper test. You can't perform a blood test for 50 models with just one blood sample. You've seen it, right? When you go to a lab, maybe to check your health, it can't be done. But this issue might arise where you can. It's not enough. Budgeting is important, even the test. The result you want to say, the rules for them. You need to create awareness about it. Where do you see its results? In your branded search, in your direct traffic, and so on? Guys, this is the truth. There are various results. I gave you an example of where to go and read about it. I mentioned this. And the marketing course on HubSpot can actually be very helpful to you in this area. All right, guys, in the next video, we will go into more detail about the metrics that are present in Google. We will learn what these metrics are, what they include, and what definitions they have for us. Please, I ask you to write this down precisely so we can learn how to use this data to perform accurate analysis on our data and make correct decisions